Um, so since it is the poem that I wanted to read today, um, there's clearly been a lot going on in the world and a lot stirred up, and I think we have a while to go before we are able to kind of settle down. But I think we need to look at, I think it's helpful, I should say, to look at the shifts in season as opportunities. And this poem by Margaret Atwood, I thought was fitting. It says, this is the solstice, the still point of the sun, its cusp and midnight, the year's threshold and unlocking, where the past lets go of and becomes the future, the place of caught breath, the door of a vanished house left ajar. I just feel like it, for me, that feels like summer solstice, and that the shift is just, it's an opportunity. We've had our winter and our spring of things beginning to blossom and grow, and now we're blooming. And so whether that's the world around us, the natural world, whether that's our ideas or our experiences or things that we are trying to bring into fruition in our own lives, I think it's just a good opportunity to reflect on that and see where we want our path to go. All right, let's, oh, I also, two other things before I start. At the end of class, I did a loving kindness practice earlier this week that was really, really moving, and I wanted to share that with you. So it's more extended than the one that we usually do at the end. So it will be different. So I wanted to share that ahead. And then also, oh, I was also reading that, or actually I watched a conversation about yoga practices and some of the things that we maybe misuse in yoga. And one of them they talked about was when we say namaste, that it's really been sort of blown into something that it doesn't actually mean. So I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. So namaste is really a greeting. And we've taken it to a much deeper meaning, and traditional Southeast Asian or Indian people don't use it in the way that we use it in our yoga classes. And so they suggested that saying Om Shanti Shanti at the end of class, which means peace, 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 and we send that into the world, is another alternative. So I am going to shift to saying that instead. So I will say namaste to greet you this morning. All right, let's go ahead and we'll find a comfortable seat. Let's begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And we'll take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. And we'll bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward, taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down either keeping your eyes closed or having your gaze downward. Lift the spine, allow the shoulders to fall back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning, summer solstice, and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bring your awareness to your breath. Allowing each inhale to bring you here, to this room, to this moment. Allow each exhale to release anything not needed for your practice today. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and contracting. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale, completely releasing the breath with each exhale. Continuing this full breath, we'll move into alternate nostril breath or Nadi Shodhana. So bringing the middle and pointer finger between the eyebrows or tucking them into the palms. Ring finger and thumb on either side of the nose. Deep breath in and out through both nostrils. Gently closing the right nostril, inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. One full round. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue following your body's rhythm, following this pattern. Balancing the cooling and warming of the body of the season as we shift into summer. Balancing the right and the left sides of the body. Do one more round. When you reach the end of the exhale on the left side, you can float your hand down and return to your natural breath. Taking a moment to notice any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Your finger to come together and bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, gently open your eyes. If you'd like to switch your legs or switch positions, please go ahead and do that. And then with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Let's bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Lifting the heart, gently tuck the shoulder blades back and down, squeezing the the muscles around the scapula. Jumped ahead of myself. Then gently press the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart, squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any stress or tension you're holding there. And open the arms wide, turning the palms up. Lift the heart a little more. Draw the shoulder blades down, tucking the lower corners of the shoulder blades, drawing them toward each other. Opening the heart. If it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. And then let's bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back as you gently squeeze the arms together. Gently pressing forward through the elbows, allowing the jaw and the neck to be soft. And let's unwrap the arms. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the up and down. So let's go ahead and we'll move the elbows up and down, extending the stretch. Okay, I went off in my head for a second there. And with your next inhale, if it feels okay, gently lift up, arching. And if it feels okay for your back, folding forward, letting the weight of the arms open through the back. And then inhale back to the center. And now unwrap the arms, opening wide, lifting the heart, tucking the shoulder blades, pressing through the palms. Then we'll bring the arms in front again, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back or right hand around the left wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Again, gently squeezing the arms together, pressing forward through the elbows gently, breathing into the upper back, allowing the jaw and the neck to relax. And then we'll gently lower and lift the elbows. And again, if it feels okay, lifting up and gently arching. And with your exhale, folding if that feels okay for your back. Releasing the weight of the arms to open the back. And then inhale, lifting back to center and unwrapping the arms. Let's open wide. Bringing the arms out from the shoulders, we'll rotate the palms up, gently squeezing those shoulder blades down. Keeping them there, we'll gently rotate the arms forward. So the shoulders blades stay in the same place as we rotate in the shoulder joint. Just following your breath. And then we'll bring the hands together, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms out in front of us. Roll the shoulders forward, drop the chin around the spine. With your inhale, lift the arms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Once more, lift. This time as you exhale, leave the palms up and gently drop the chin toward the chest. Soften the elbows, roll the shoulder blades back toward each other. Release the back of the neck. Gently squeezing the upper corners of the shoulder blades together, wringing out the tension in the trapezius muscles. If it feels okay, you could press the palms up a little higher. And with your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Let's bring the left knee to meet the right so that we're sitting on the right hip. You can stay on the blanket if you're on one, or you can move that. You could also put the blanket or block underneath the left knee if that feels better. If it doesn't feel good for your knees to be together, you can also spread them a little wider. So finding a stable place, we'll inhale the hands behind the head, lifting the heart. And as you exhale, reach the left elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Hold and breathe. Drop the right hip toward the mat. Lift the right elbow up toward the sky as you breathe into the side body, creating length and space. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, float the hands down, bringing the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the right. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart with your inhale, gently twisting through the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center and let the breath go. And we'll switch our legs. So we'll sit on the left hip. Again, if you need something underneath your hip or out from underneath your hip or underneath the knee or spreading the knees wider, finding that comfortable position. I always think it feels a little weird when we switch sides for some reason. So we'll inhale, the hands behind the head, lifting the heart. And as you exhale, drop the right elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Hold and breathe. Dropping the left hip toward the mat, lift the heart, chin away from the chest, elbow reaching up toward the sky. And with your next inhaling breath, lift up tall. Exhale, float the hands down, bringing the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the left, head comes around last. Lifting the heart with the inhale, twisting gently through the exhale. And with your next inhaling breath, come back to the center and let the breath go. And let's extend our legs out in front of us. And we'll scoot our feet down toward the end of the mat. Lengthening the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Think about flexing the feet, toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Engage the quadriceps by drawing the kneecaps up, gently lifting the heels off the floor if that feels okay. Noticing if there's a difference between the right and the left sides. You can also play around with doing one leg and then the other. Spine is tall, hands can rest on the legs or on the floor or even a little back by the hips if that helps you to have your shoulders back a little more. Reaching through the heels, gently press back through the sitting bones as you lengthen through the crown of the head. And then with your next exhale, soften the legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward. Hands resting on the legs, floor, or feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, soften through the low back and the back of the legs. Follow the breath, lengthening and softening. With the next exhale, soften a little more. Then with your inhale, lift up tall. We'll slide the hands back a few inches with the fingertips facing toward the hips. We'll work with inclined plane or reverse table. So for inclined plane, you can lift here. For reverse table, you can bend the knees, bringing the feet hip width apart and lift here. Listen to your body, do what feels right in this moment. Actually, I think I'm gonna do reverse table today. That felt better. Keeping those elbows soft. Think about spreading the fingertips too, so that in pushing the weight into the fingertips, so there's a little less weight on the wrist. With your next inhale, press the hips up high. Exhale, gently lower and hover if that feels okay. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. Hold and breathe. Keeping those elbows slightly bent, head extends out from the spine, hips pressing high. And one more breath. Lowering with the exhale. And we'll shake out those wrists. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees. We're going to do a little different today. So if you'd like a blanket underneath your knees, you can go ahead and add that. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, soften the elbows. Head extends out from the spine, belly draws up toward the back. Tuck the shoulders back and down and lengthen through the neck. Strong table pose. Taking a breath in and out. With your next inhaling breath, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Follow the breath. Really tuning into your body. Releasing those parts where you feel that tightness, tension, or holding on. Releasing as much as feels okay in this moment. Do one more breath. And then inhale back to center. With your exhale, bring your right shoulder and right hip toward each other. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder and hip toward each other, gently squeezing the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze right. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze left. Do once more on each side. And then let's tuck the toes under. Press your hips up and back, downward dog. Walking the heels out a little, stretching down through the calves. I notice I always start with my feet in a little closer. So if you want to get a little extra stretch, you can kind of press those feet back a little further if you're feeling like you're not getting much from your original positioning. Then looking up toward the front of the mat, you can walk or jump your feet up toward your hands. And bringing the feet hip width apart. Soften the knees with your inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. So since it is the summer solstice, we're going to work with some sun salutations today. Usually I want to give you a little more kind of down time relaxing on the Saturday morning, but I feel like just energy from the sun as we a nice opportunity to work with our salutations. Heart, strong spine extended up tall. Take a deep breath in and out. With your next inhaling breath, sweep the arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart, gently lengthening with a half lift of the forward bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the right leg. Exhale the left. Lower the hips into plank. You can bring the knees down if that feels better as you exhale into Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering the chest down to the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest into a gentle cobra. Exhale, toes tuck under, hips up and back, downward dog. Hold and breathe, softening the knees, reaching back. Inhaling breath, let's kick the right leg up behind us and swing it through up toward the hands. Exhale the left foot forward. Take a breath out. And we'll do the other side. So inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold over. Inhale the left leg back into a lunge. Exhale the right foot back. Lower the hips into plank. Again, either keeping the knees up or bringing them down to the mat. As you exhale, lowering the head and chest, or the chest down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, toes tuck under, hips up and back, downward dog. Hold and breathe. With your next inhaling breath, kick the left leg up behind you and swing it through. Exhale the right foot. Inhale, arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. And we'll do one more on each side. Inhale, arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale the left, lowering the hips into plank. Then either knees down or leave the knees in the air as you lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lifting the head and chest into a gentle cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Press the hips up and back, downward dog. Hold and breathe. Softening the knees, hips reach back in the chest. With your next inhaling breath, kick the right leg up behind you and swing through. Exhale the left foot. Inhale the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. And with the next inhale, arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale the right. Lowering the hips into plank. And either keeping the knees in the air or lowering them down as you lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. If that feels more appropriate now, I'll tuck the toes under. Through. Exhale the right foot. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Just take a moment to notice how you feel after moving through the sun salutations. Your heart rate should be up a little bit. Your breathing might be a little faster. You hopefully will feel more energetic as well. And while we're standing, let's work with the sun breath. Get a little bit more of pulling this solstice energy into us, gathering up that opportunity. So we'll start with our hands at the heart. Take a breath in and out. With next inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep that out back to the heart. Back to the heart. Inhale down and open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Go through a few more rounds following your breath. Envisioning all of that energy from the sun, gathering it up, bringing in as much as you need into your heart, into your spirit. Releasing anything you don't need. We'll do one more round. And the next time your hands are at the heart, go ahead and stay there for a moment. And let's gently come back down to our mats to work with boat pose or forward boat pose. So we'll sit on our tailbones, having the knees bent, hands behind the knees to start, and make sure it's clear behind you just in case you tip backwards. We'll come up to the toes, lengthen through the spine, shoulders are back and down. Think about drawing your belly muscles down like a seatbelt across your lower belly. You can work on lifting one foot and then the other, or lifting both feet so that the calves are parallel to the mat. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, you could extend the legs out a little. Keep hold of the legs or release the hands. You'll feel the belly muscles needing a little more engagement there. Arms alongside the legs. Finding a position that feels okay for you right now, where you're challenged but not in pain, not losing your form. And if you need to take a little break, drawing those knees in, you can put your toes down or not. And then extending out, either more extension, less extension, or the same place. Thinking about what you are holding and carrying in your boat today. Your own spirit. And then we'll lower the legs down, drop the knees out to the side, pushing the feet away from us, making a long diamond, sliding the hands under the lower legs, and then bringing them over onto the shins or ankles, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, breathing into the low back. With your next inhale, we'll gently roll the spine up, shoulders back and down. And then let's tuck the knees under. And we'll work with camel. So if you feel like you want more padding for your knees, go ahead and add that blanket underneath there. And we'll start up in a kneeling position. Also, if you would like blocks for support with this, you can have the blocks on either side of the ankles reaching back. So think about or look down and have the knees underneath the hips. So the knees are hip width apart. Lengthening through the spine, shoulders back and down. We'll start with just bringing the hands to the low back with the fingertips pointing down. Think about rolling those shoulders back so the elbows are pointing back. Rooting the knees into the floor. With your next inhaling breath, lift up and over the hands. And then exhale, lift up tall. Inhale, gently arching back. Inhale, lift up, or excuse me, exhale, lift up tall. Let's do one more of those. Opening the heart and lifting up. So you can continue with that practice, or if you'd like, you can, working with the blocks or the heels, you can have the feet flat or tucking the toes under. Reach back toward one heel or block, and then switch arms. You can work with it here. Really warming up the spine. And then if that's feeling comfortable and you want to go for the full camel, you can go ahead and bring both hands back to the heels, pressing the hips forward, letting the head fall back. You can also do that with the toes untucked. You can also reach back onto the blocks for this. Rooting into the knees, opening the heart, pressing forward through the hips. And when you're ready, using the arms to help lift you forward, rounding into child's pose. Or if it feels better for your knees, you can keep the hips higher into reclined puppy. Bringing the forehead to the mat. Releasing the weight of the body to the earth. Breathing into the spine. Let go a little more with your next exhale. And bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the spine up. One vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. Shoulders up and back and down. Coming back into a kneeling position. We'll step forward with the right foot, coming into pigeon. You're going to press the right hip back, left hip forward, and drop down to the front of the left hip. You can have the hands on the knees, at the heart, out of a cactus position, or if it feels okay, bringing the arms up over the head. Opening up to the sun, gently arching in whatever position your hands are in. Softening through the front of the hip. And then we'll fold the hands down. Let's rock the hip back, lifting the toes, releasing through the back of that right leg. And then we'll bring the knee back, coming back to kneeling. And we'll step forward with the left foot. Again, walking those toes forward. So when you come to the lunge, your knee is stacked over the ankle. Pressing the left hip back, right hip forward, dropping down through the front of the right hip. Hands again on the knees, at the heart. Elbows out at cactus or arms up over the head. I'm going to take cactus this time. Softening through the front of the hip. Left foot presses into the floor, gently arching. From whatever position your arms are in, it's fine. Opening that heart up toward the sky. And then folding forward, bringing the hands to the mat, rocking that left hip back, rolling the toes up as we lengthen through the back of the leg. And coming on to the left foot, we'll step forward with the right. Softening the knees, inhale the arms up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's step back with our left foot. So right foot forward, left foot back. We'll start with warrior two. So inhaling the arms out at shoulder height. Exhale, bending that right knee. Making sure again the knee is stacked over the ankle, not going past. Vision toward the right arm, pressing actively into both feet. Lifting the heart, dropping the shoulders. Drawing up energy from the earth. Pulling it into the body through the legs. Rooting yourself into the earth through that energy. Allowing the heart to lift up toward the sun. Arms reaching out, sending that energy into the world. Let's float the left hand down, turn the right palm up, lifting it up into reverse warrior, opening the heart. And then we'll straighten that front leg and reach that right arm out, coming into Trikonasana triangle pose. Dropping the right arm toward the mat, or block, or on the inside of the leg. Left arm coming up toward the sky. Rotating the torso to face the thigh. Sorry, face the thigh. Wrong pose, to face the wall. Tucking that left shoulder back. Again, having the hand on the low back if that feels better for your shoulder. Think about rooting into the legs, lengthening through the spine. Connected to both the earth and the sky. Finding that balance between. And pressing into the feet, lift up tall. And float the hands down. Excuse me. We'll switch our legs. So left foot will point toward the short end of the mat. Right heel drops back. Inhale the arms out at shoulder height, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, bending that left leg. Knee stacked over the ankle. You can walk those toes out a little more if you need to. Vision over the left hand. Heart lifted, shoulders tucked back and down. Rooting into the floor, grounding down into the earth. This time, draw up whatever you need. If it's more energy or patience or feeling safe or whatever it is you need in this moment. Draw it up from the earth. Bring it in through the legs, all the way up into your heart. Let yourself feel saturated with that quality that you need. And then let the rest flow out of the fingertips into the world. Floating the right hand down, left palm turns up, reaching up toward the sky. Legs are nice and active as you reach those fingertips up, opening the heart toward the sun. And with your next inhale, straighten the front leg. Also reach that left arm out across the room, drop it down toward the leg or onto the floor or block. Right arm comes up toward the sky or to the low back. Rotating the torso to face the wall in front of you. Strong, active legs, lengthen through the spine, connecting to both the earth and sky. And with your next inhale, press into the feet, lift up tall, and exhale, float the hands down. We'll walk the legs back together, and let's work with dancer. So if you need a strap for your leg, go ahead and get that ready. If you'd like to use a wall for support, have it somewhere where you can reach the wall in front of you. I'll turn sideways for this. So let's find ourselves in mountain pose. Feet hip width apart, spine tall, shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lifting the toes, spreading them wide as we lower them down. Shifting our weight to the left leg. Finding a focus spot for your gaze. We'll bend the right leg behind us, either taking hold with the strap or taking hold of the foot on the outside or the inside. You can have that left hand reaching out toward the wall, and you can play with balance by lifting the fingers. Or if it feels okay to bring the arm up by your ear, go ahead and do that. Press the right knee down, dropping that right hip a little bit. And then gently begin to push the foot into the hand, reaching it behind you, opening the heart. You can gently tip the torso forward. And if you'd like to bring your fingers into the mudra of the, oh my gosh, I just forgot the name, but the fingertip, the thumb and pointer finger together, you can add that. Dropping the right hip, pushing the foot into the hand, finding that steady place. Listening to your body, holding as long as feels comfortable. And when you're ready, gently lowering down. And we'll shake out that left leg. And then we'll find our balance on both feet again. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lifting the toes, spreading them wide as you lower them down. Shifting the weight to the right leg. Finding a focus spot for your gaze. If you're using the wall, having that right hand out on the wall. Taking hold of the left foot through the strap, or by taking hold on the outside or inside of the foot. Again, playing with balance by lifting the fingers from the wall or bringing that right arm up by the ear. Pushing the left knee down to drop the hip gently before you begin pushing the foot back into the hand. Letting the chest open, adding the mudra of the thumb and fingertip together if you would like. Gently tilting the torso forward, just as far as feels okay. And then listening to your body when you're ready, gently lifting up and shaking those legs out. My mat is moving this morning. Let's go ahead and spread our legs nice and wide. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us. Floating the hands down. Lengthening the spine, soften the knees. Press actively into the feet as you lift up through the sitting bones. Lengthen the spine down as much as that feels okay for your back. You can gently walk the hands over toward the right leg, taking hold of the leg or having the hands on the floor or block. Turning the torso to face the thighs, you lengthen down over the leg. Right hip presses up toward the sky. Coming back to the center and across to the left. Hands on the floor, block or leg. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening down over the leg. Pushing into the foot as the left hip reaches toward the sky. And gently coming back to the center. Let's walk our feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. If you like a block, you can place that in the center behind the heels. We'll lower the hips down, lifting the heart. It can be here where we're working with strengthening, pushing into the feet, really engaging those inner groin muscles as well. If you'd like to work more on opening, you can drop down to the block or drop the hips by the heels. You can also come all the way to the mat, walking the feet out a little further. From either position, lengthen through the spine, tailbone reaches toward the floor, pressing the elbows or upper arms into the knees or thighs. Feeling rooted into the earth as you lengthen through the crown of your head. And when you're ready, coming the rest of the way down, the meeting in cross-legged. With your next inhaling breath, lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulders back and down. And with your next exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tuck the right shoulder back and down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. With your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, tilt the left ear over the left shoulder, tucking the left shoulder back and down as you breathe into the right side of the neck. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, turning your chin over your right shoulder. As you come to your next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale over the left shoulder. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's bend our knees, coming to the center of the mat. Rounding the spine, gently rolling back, lengthening through the spine. Lift the legs up toward the sky and rock the hands or a block underneath the hips to support the legs. Lengthen through the neck. Ankles and knees are soft as you breathe into the belly. And gently bend your knees, rocking your hands or block out from underneath the hips. Hugging the knees in toward the torso. You can rock a little from side to side or make small circles with the low back, drawing the knees in and out. You can bring the arms out at shoulder height, knees together. We'll drop the knees to the right, vision to the left, releasing through the spine. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, drop the knees to the left, vision toward the right. With your next inhale, coming back to the center, lowering the feet to the floor, extending out for Shavasana. You can have the legs about hip width apart. You can have a bolster underneath your knees, or you can walk your feet to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together, whatever feels best for your low back and body in this moment. Tucking the shoulders under, arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. You can also gently cover your torso or body to keep the heat in. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. Allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm. Allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Release the muscles from the bones, surrendering them to the earth, feeling its strength and support beneath you. And let the breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always resides deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. I'm going to read this more extended version today. This is by Valerie Brown. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in my body and spirit. May I be safe and free from injury, free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. May I learn to look at myself with the eyes of understanding and love. May I be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in myself. May I learn to identify the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in myself. May I know how to nourish the seeds of joy in myself every day. May I live fresh, solid, and free. May I be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent to love. After sending that to ourselves, we'll send it out to all beings. May all beings be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May all beings be safe and free from injury, free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. May all beings learn to look at themselves with the eyes of understanding and love. May all beings be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in themselves. May all beings learn to identify the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in themselves. May all beings know how to nourish the seeds of joy in themselves every day. May all beings live fresh, solid, and free. May all beings be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent to love. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today to celebrate the beginning of summer and